Welcome back to Profit Made Simple, where we are dedicated to unlocking your full potential so you can achieve long-lasting success. And in today's video, we are uncovering the 5 secrets on how to transform your life within 1 year. So are you ready to unleash your greatness? If you are, hit subscribe and stand by for more empowering content. So buckle up and get ready for a mind-blowing episode. How to change your life in a year. Easy and effective steps. So let's jump straight in. If you want to transform your life, then it all starts with number 1. You need to get very, very clear on what you want. The desire for change comes from 2 different places, either wanting more. So you might want more joy, more wealth, more happiness, better health, a more profitable and more successful business. That's the first part. It may come from what you don't want. So in the context of business, you may be ready to put a stop to the struggling, a stop to just the grind each and every day, working feverishly only to see little return. Now, whilst you're working this out, I want to make one thing very clear. This is what you want for your life. It's not what society dictates. It's not what social media heaps gratification on. It's not what your friends and family say you should be doing. But it resides here, in your heart. So turn off the outside noise. Get clear on what you want. Get clear on what you don't want. And then we can start shaping a life that gives you that. Now, I want to share a little story from my own life. I was the first one in my family to ever go to university. So I spent 5 years at university, and I was in the corporate world for about 12 months when I felt empty. What I loved doing was helping people through movement. I'd always loved exercise. I'd loved getting fit and strong, and I wanted to pass that on to other people. So I became a personal trainer. Now, this was met with a lot of confrontation from my mum. Now, she, in her mind, only wanted what's best for me. And she wanted me to have a corporate job with a dependable salary. But I needed to live life on my terms. I needed to uncover what lit me up and brought me joy. And then I needed to craft a life that gave me that. So how are you going to do the same? How to change your life in a year. Easy and effective steps. And number 2 is this. It is both the easiest and the hardest. It is taking action. Now, most people will overcomplicate this. They will procrastinate and they will get in their own way. I know I have time and time again. But if you just take a little bit of action, one tiny, minuscule step, then that will create momentum and that will manifest into bigger actions, more profound actions. And before you know it, you are marching towards the life that you want. Embrace imperfect action. You are going to make mistakes, but you will learn far more from doing than procrastinating by thinking every step needs to be just right. So if you want a better business, what's a tiny step you can take? It might be getting a book. It might be downloading a podcast. It might be hiring a coach. It might be surrounding yourself in a mastermind. What's one tiny step that you can make that can then turn into a sequence, a series of steps that are going to get you closer towards your goal? How to change your life in a year. Easy and effective steps. Number 3 is prioritize your health. I've never met a successful person in any facet of life who hasn't made their health a priority. If you want to unleash your greatness, realize your potential, then you need to prioritize being healthy. Now, you may think you're relatively solid, but are you consistently exercising at least 3 to 4 times every day? Are you getting a minimum of 8 quality hours of sleep? Are you getting 20 minutes of sunlight, preferably in the morning? And are you drinking 2 liters of water every day? You see, these are compounding habits. It's not just about feeling fitter, stronger, looking a little better, but you'll have more energy. And when you have more energy, you'll be more magnetic. When you're more magnetic, you'll also open up opportunities for business and in relationships. You'll be more joyful. You'll think with greater clarity and solve bigger problems. And so these compounding health habits will soon realize and take effect with your wealth, with your relationships, and your business. But if you also make promises to yourself in the realms of health, this will develop self-worth, self-confidence. And again, from an energetic perspective, you're going to attract so much more into your life. Now, last year, I was going through a little bit of a flat spot when it came to business. I wasn't all that inspired to exercise, and therefore it wasn't happening as consistently as it could have been. So I decided to do my first ever half marathon. And through this process, I became consistent with my training, with my sleep, with my hydration, with my supplementation. And you'll never know what happened. Not only did I run that half marathon, and I'm a little block of cheese, in a really good time, but I started to see the results transpire in the other areas of life. Business got better, relationships got better, and I overall was just in a much better place. So prioritize your health and you will see amazing results in your life. Number 4 is change your environment. I want you to do something for me. I want you to conduct a time audit. I want you to write down how much time you are spending with people that gossip, that drink too much, that have no ambition whatsoever, and that are lazy. Because if you're spending any significant time with these people whatsoever, then they are bringing you down. They are like a dead weight. And instead, you need to decrease the time with these people and instead spend it with people that are eager to grow, that are constantly yearning to be better, that are ambitious, that are hungry, that are joyful, that are smart, that are successful, that are healthy, that are wealthy. Because this will rub off on you. This will bring you up instead of pull you down. So if you're not where you want to be right now, change your environment. If you want more success in business, hang out and spend more time with successful business people. If you want to be healthier, get into the gym with people that make health their priority. If you want to be wealthier, spend more time with people that are investing in a really wise and smart way. Our last and 5th step in our series of how to change your life in a year, easy and effective steps, is that you need to build better habits. One of my favorite quotes comes from one of my favorite authors, James Clear. And he says, you do not rise to the level of your goals, but rather you fall to the level of your systems. Goals are important. And in fact, they're so important that I did a video on them. How to set goals and how to achieve goals the right way. However, as the quote by James Clear illustrates, habits are even more important. They are the foundation of success. They are the processes, they are the vehicles how your goals will be realized. And for a habit to be effective, there are 4 key steps. But before I dive into those, you need to identify what are the most important habits that need to be built into your life. And there's a few key parameters for this. Number 1, identify those habits that are missing that are going to have the most profound effect. And number 2, identify compounding habits. So this is generally going to be focused on health and learning. So let's go through the 4 key elements. Number 1 is a cue. So we're going to use working out as an example. If you want to craft a habit around working out on a regular and consistent basis, you need a cue. Now, this may mean getting out all your exercise gear the night before, putting it on the bed so it's ready to go. So when you wake up, you see the exercise gear, and that is your cue that it's time to go. Number 2 is the craving. Now, the temptation to lay in bed is going to be far too great if you don't have a craving and a desire to exercise. If you've now identified that you need to exercise, that it's important to transform your life, then you're going to feed that craving. Now, the third part is the actual act itself. It's the habit itself, and it's the practice of that habit. And then the fourth is very important. It's the reward. So after that exercise is done, you may want to reward the effort and the energy and the commitment. And that may be a tasty smoothie. It might be a really amazing coffee. But something that says to you, well done on performing that ritual. So I need you to identify what are the important habits that need building in your life. Then create a cue, a craving, perform the habit itself, and then reward it. You are capable of more than you could ever have dreamed of. You really are, and I've just shared how to transform your life in 1 year. Easy and effective steps. There's 5 key steps that if you take, that if you commit to, you will be version 2.0. You will be a far better version, a far more successful version in every realm of life. And this is what I want for you more than anything else. So please, I'm begging you, take heed of those 5 steps, deploy them into your life, and you will not look back. And remember this. You have the power to shape your own destiny. Embrace these 5 steps and watch your profits, your health, your wealth, and your relationships go to another level. Thanks for watching.